special occasion for me because Judy Hall, my first teacher, just happened to be coming to Sydney because she has a daughter that lives here. I don't think she comes up here all that often, and I certainly don't go down to Gippsland very often, where my mother lives in the same town as Judy Hall. So it was a really lucky opportunity for Judy to come to my house and to hear a handful of my young students. So just to explain something, her name isn't Judy Hall Ohm. Just for those of you that don't know, this is the Medal of the Order of Australia. Judy received this award from the government how many years ago?
1996.
Well, there you go. Long time ago.
Can I just ask a last question?
Yes.
Do you have any relation with Justin Hall? No?
Hall is quite a common name.
Also from Gippsland.
Yeah?
Yeah. Justin Hall.
Anyway, so I think we'll just get on with it. Everyone's got a program. I think Joshua's ready to start. Okay, so here's our first performer, Joshua Z.
Is this the I'm not going to chop your head off.
No, I'll do that later, right?
Patty, when did you start to learn?
Oh, when I was 2.5.
Oh. And which is your mum?
That one.
When he was 3.5, could he pick out tunes on the piano?
Yes, he could.
Mm. And when did he start to read the notes?
I think 3 years old. When he was 3 years, he can read the note.
When he was, what, 4?
When he was 3.
3.
When he was 3,
3 years.
he could read C and C and there and...
The note, yeah, he can.
Good.
He can read it.
I wish I had a few like that. I've got 8 and 9 and I still count up. I'm going to sack them after today. And do you have any trouble with him practicing?
Yes, because we know nothing about the music, so we have trouble with him about that. But lucky we have Dr. Paul, and also has his cousin can help him, and also some friends.
Now, do you know if he's playing out of time or wrong notes?
But at this moment, I'm very out of this, I know nothing about that. But when he was young, so when we attend the lessons, we try to learn that. So I can follow, but right now, no.
And how did you get on, Paul, with him counting? Does he count actually, or is it all, ear? Or does he say, can he understand
2 years
subdivision?
ago, when he started with me properly, because I used to see him occasionally before that, he was only 4 then, but when he started properly he has a lot of lessons. And so we did a lot of different sort of rhythm activities when he was very young.
Does he understand that subdivision now mathematically? He does.
And he knows all about intervals and name major, minor, perfect, augmented and diminished intervals. He knows all of those sort of things. He knows about cadences, his theories. Very.
And what about theory that goes on? Does he do theory?
Yeah.
Do you do that or someone else does that?
No, we do it in the lessons.
You do too? And how long does he have a lesson for?
An hour.
An hour? You can concentrate for an hour?
Mostly, maybe it's about 46.5 minutes, huh?
With a few breaks?
Sometimes.
What about practicing every day? How long?
Right now, 2 hours, 3 hours.
What?
When he was 5,
He doesn't mind or if you're
4,
going to make him?
we're doing about 8 hours.
Make him.
Stop saying all that.
He's joking.
They're not saying true things? You tell us then.
He must like.
Only at least
5 what?
5 hours when I was younger.
Oh, you can remember? You can remember? You can count you? How many hours?
Well, lovely, I'll think you're a wonderful little boy. Well, she's hearing more from you, I'm sure.
Okay, Joshua, thank
Right.
you.
Who's the next one?
Leroy.
And how old is he? 1 to 2. Is that all? That's when, how long have you been learning?
I started when I was 3 years old.
And how long have you been with Paul?
2 years.
2. When you first started with the other teacher, where's the mum? Where's the mum? When he first started at 3, was the teacher a young person or an old person, experienced person or what?
A young person.
A young person?
Yeah.
And how did he get on like that, learning to read and everything? With the first one? How was he taught? He came, but he came to you being able to read and had all the, you know, no holes.
Well,
A few, but not a lot. Oh, well that, you would have had to fill the holes in first, wouldn't you?
sure.
Mm. But, oh, he's a good boy. He's going to do something, isn't he? And do you like him, Mark? Do you like him?
Oh,
You like other things as well, don't you? Do you have a sport? You play something else?
Instrument.
no,
Sport.
You don't do another instrument. Do you do another instrument as well?
Yes.
What?
Saxophone.
But have you got a sport?
Well, not really.
Well, you need one.
Sports at school.
Do you do at school?
Yeah.
You must have a sport. Keep fit. You know. Oh no, that's you're lovely. I haven't heard that piece for years.
Yeah, Roy Agnew.
Where did you dig that one up?
Oh, there's a lot of Roy Agnew music in the con library here. Volumes and volumes of it, so it's a fair bit of it.
Yeah. They don't put much in the AMV, do they? Don't start on that one.
Okay, Leroy, thank you.
Okay. Have you had him doing exams?
Only one, but he'll do his AMOS next year.
He what?
His AMOS
This year?
next year.
Next year? When he's 10?
Yeah.
God love us.
Okay, next we've got Kenneth. Just
You see his hand?
Yeah. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Wish you'd come down
No,
and
no,
see
it's
his
okay.
hand.
Go on.
becomes darker, how do they decontract?
Oh, they all know about that.
His shoulders go down. And how much practice do you have?
I practice when I can, but normally I do 1 to 3 hours at maximum.
Do you like practicing that much?
Most of the time.
No. And do you have a sport club?
Handball.
What's that?
Handball.
Handball. What's that?
It's a game us children play at school, and it's only known in Sydney.
Careful with your fingers. And you do another instrument, do you learn another instrument as well?
Yes, I play clarinet.
I think a second instrument is very handy. You never ever had one, did you, when you were kids? It's got a track though, there was no such thing, was there? A second instrument. You're lucky to get one.
But I learned the sewing for a while when I was 15. I went to University High School.
I think it's necessary.
Double bass for a while, but didn't get on with
It does, it's too handy. And what form, grade would you be in at school?
Next year.
Next year I'm in grade 6.
Next year, 6. And what's he doing next year? What grade is he going to do?
Well, I can do it as well.
A-Mus next year.
Well, we might do it almost. We'll decide.
Well, it looks a bit...
Most of my students don't do grades. I don't do A and B.
No, they're early grades, no.
If they do A and B, they start off with A-Mus usually.
You start off with what, 8?
A-Mus.
You start with A-Mus. You don't even give them a trial run.
No.
Now, does any of they all pass?
How old were you?
Hmm?
She was 8 when she got her A-Mus. The next girl. You see.
They need a bit of a practice run, don't they?
Oh, they're all performing a lot.
What about their scales and things? Play me a scale. Anyone you like, but not C. B. B major. That's an easy one.
Never mind, that's fine. Thanks, Kenneth.
That's great.
Thank you, Dad. Somebody's going to get the flick.
Hey. Yeah, next we've got
Who
the
we got
CEO.
next? The chia. Reflections on the water. Judy. Paul?
Since I was 7, so 5 years now.
Oh dear. Oh.
She got her AMUS when she was 8.
This one?
Mm. And she got her LMUS last year when she was 10.
10.
Still 10. And she went to Belgium last year and she won first prize in the European Piano Teachers Association international competition for her age group. And she went to St. Petersburg, Russia this year, to a big competition there, and she got the 3rd prize. They heard the first concerto with the orchestra in St. Petersburg.
Well, she's a veteran concert pianist now, and she's only 12. What's she going to do from now on?
Oh, she's got lots of plans.
And which is your mum?
Right next to you.
Nice to meet you.
And what about where's that other big little fella? Where was his mum?
Who?
This one.
Kenneth's mum.
Oh, this
Yeah, here.
Mum, here.
Kenneth's mum. Yeah.
Judy, this
Where's your mum? Where's your
Mr.
mum?
Mum here. Hi there.
That's your mum. Wow. Great modern mums. If they don't, I'm going to say they don't buck. They don't say, no, I don't want to do they do that?
Yes, they sometimes do. They're a child, a normal child. So they sometimes do, but she understands she have to practice so can get the grade up. She tried
Because
hard.
you know, when Paul was little, he went to
When you are little, I listen to your story.
Oh, don't tell them too much.
when Paul was young, he went to sister at the convent before I got them, because you and Julie came together and you had Sister Regina. And Sister Regina told me, she said, Paul, you're not in the Melbourne Cup. Everything you played was so fast. You're not in the Melbourne Cup. You're not in the Melbourne Cup with the horse race. But you came to me about 4th grade, didn't you?
I don't remember what grade.
You were about 11 or 12. Well, I couldn't, I just don't know where to start. But but going back to my day, now you know that I'm 91 years old, so you just can't imagine that when I was 12 I had my first lesson. I was 12, and these kids, this little one is 12 already, look what she's doing. And I went to my first music lesson with a 2-shilling piece in my hand, which looks like a 20-cent piece. And I didn't want to go because I'd been playing tunes by ear. My father was a bandmaster, thank God for him. And my mother had a little switch and she would say, go on Judy, go on, up and go, get your lesson, go on. And I had met the teacher first, I had met her. And up I went, and I didn't want to go. Anyway, once I got in there, I was right. And this lady started me on scales, and I played scales like mad for 6 months. But there was never anyone showed me how to play a scale, I just played. And then I went from, she died, and then I went to another one who was absolute fool of a woman. She didn't teach me anything. She used to say, the life of the hand is in there, dear. Now, what would that mean to a 12-year-old? Eh? The life of the hand is in there. That was the Margaret Smaller came. Do you remember her? Oh no, you wouldn't. But she was about, the parents were there, the Smaller came. You'd remember them.
Yeah, I remember the name.
Well, she went to Golly for 12 years, you know. She used to play beautifully, but she had no idea of teaching. And I'd been learning for 12 months playing the Norwegian cradle song, which you wouldn't know.
Norwegian cradle song?
No. An old Hearts and Flowers thing. And she put me onto the Bach Preludes and Fugues and Beethoven Symphony, Concerto Beethoven No. 1, and the hide and sonatas, and I had no previous build-up to that. So off I went, clomp away, and all these things, and I couldn't probably play them, but I went from stumble from one to bad to worse, then I went to the convent, and she put me through to the old grade 1, which is today's grade 8. And I was 19 and I had never heard anything about how to hold your hand or how to sit, how to do anything. And I had never had anyone sit beside me. They would stand back and conduct them through the window. That's beautiful, Evelyn dear, and Evelyn dear would be playing wrong notes and fingering everything, never any fingering. So it's a wonder Paul turned out with anything at all, wasn't it? But I don't remember how I taught him. He was so quick at everything and so agile. And he memorised very quickly and he learned very quickly. So I don't know what I did with him. I don't think I did anything with him, really. Just kept him coming every week. But he had a girl, Judy Creasy, that was at his same age and that, and they go to all these Stedfords, and Paul would win one week and Julie would win the next, and then they eventually went off to uni and went to the different ones, and you don't know his life story and all the things he's won. Have you know about all the scholarships he won?
Yeah, I know a little bit about
and
the
do you
story.
know,
Yeah.
I'll tell you something else about him too, that he worked full-time at McCallum's Cancer Hospital while he did his course.
Oh.
That true?
Great man.
I actually worked night duty on Friday and Saturday nights from 9 o'clock at night
Is
to
that
7
all?
in the morning, you know, throughout my whole bachelor. So I had no social life.
No government help for living away allowance and all that like they get today. No, he did that, and he still won all those things. So where he got it, where he inherited from, we don't know, do we? Your grandmother taught music? Your grandmother?
Yeah, or a great-grandma.
Your great-grandmother. They often, your third generation down, we get a genius. But he struggled, really struggled. So everything he's done, he's deserved every bit of it. But my career, well, I won't go on with mine. It's still going. But I still must have wanted to play or wanted to do something with music to survive all that. And when I see some of the lazy kids around me at home that will only growl about having 40 minutes practice, when they think if the opportunities that they've got, they don't realise what they've got. And look at these kids, look at the teacher that they've had they're starting at the top. They're starting here at the top.
We got the more surprise in the back after
Have
the show.
we?
Yeah.
Well,
We got the more surprise in the back.
Girl, there. I'll be
We
watching
got
that
just our hand and
Yeah. Yes, now Josh your hand.
We're going back to the camera. It's been 10, 11.
11 years.
Shut down pursuit. your hand. Oh. How can a hand that size do that?
How far can you stretch?
A tenth. Oh, God, me. God, absolutely. How does he have the strength to do that?
He knows what he's doing, that's why.
Possibly. I was going to say now, the memory side of it, the way they learn their pieces, does that, do you think, contributes to the way they memorise?
Probably, yeah.
Right from the beginning, the way they learn.
Joshua is an incredibly fast learner. I mean, he can learn a piece in a day.
Oh, it's one of those.
You're one of those.
Well, there's no we're asking where that comes from, because we don't know, they're clever mum and dad. Where's mum and dad?
Hey.
That's him. That's Johnny.
Hi, Judy. Hi.
You're the dad?
Yes.
Well, and you meant to say that he got the prize,
No, you're mixing it up.
best display.
No, Judy, that's James, that's later. That's next.
Oh, we haven't got him yet. Oh, I see. I was going to say, he'd be competing against all ages, wouldn't he?
And his brother, Oscar, who was hopefully, he was going to come, but he got sick last night. He's a violinist.
Oh, won't we have him?
Yeah, but he's sick. So he couldn't.
Now, is the one that played on the Australian talent? Are you the one? Oh, I saw that.
You didn't recognise that face?
No, I didn't really. I thought you'd got fat on that.
Television.
Oh, you played on the wasn't that wonderful? But they were the two only real musicians in the whole bunch.
But classical music.
There was no one there. No one could come near us. Oh, and how much do you practice, love?
2 to 3 hours in the school days and I
How
practice.
many?
2 to 3 hours in the school days and I
2 or
practice.
3. You do it in 2, 3. And what? Now, how old are you?
Bottom left.
11.
11, is it? And you're in year 6 or something.
5.
Year 5.
Year 6 next.
And now another thing about these clever kids, a lot of them don't continue with music, do they? They go and do medicine and all sorts of things. But mum and dad thinks that music makes them smarter for their other subjects. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, it does too, doesn't it? You want to do music, babe? Oh, I would think so. Because we need good teachers. And there are not too many of them, I'll tell you that. You agree with me?
Sure.
There aren't too many real ones. There's plenty of, pretend ones.
Joshua. Sorry, not you. Go on. Just sit down.
That was wonderful. I really feel honoured to have heard you. I really do.
Okay, thank you very much, Joshua. And now,
Perhaps that DVD's going to work. Will it work? Don't be too long about getting it to me too.
No worries.
our guest of honour is a geriatric. He's 23. This is James, one who won the Best Australian Pianist last year in Sydney. You heard him on the radio.
Yeah, I have, yes.
So he's going to come and play another big piece by this.
Now, what are you doing now, James, though?
I just finished up my bachelor's degree.
Bachelor.
Yep.
You finished it.
At Conservatoire.
I suppose you got honours.
Sorry?
I suppose you got honours about plus, did you?
No.
Honours, you know.
No.
Piano.
For piano.
For piano.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do next? What's he going to do next?
Just enter competitions overseas, travel to Europe to have lessons, and also do some recitals in China.
When you send them overseas for lessons, where do you send them to?
Depends where they want to go. But they need to go and have some lessons with a few different people.
So you've got a few spots you like them to go to?
Yeah, well, Achilles Delavigno, who was on the jury of the Sydney International, his dad's already had a few lessons with him when he was here, so we had more lessons.
Like him? Okay. And what else? Do you go to teach?
He's already teaching.
How do you like it?
It's very insightful, and also
Sometimes it's not, is it?
sometimes it's hair pulling frustration, yes, but
Frustrating. Sometimes it's wonderful.
yes.
I don't have any wonderful moments anymore. They've gone.
Okay, then. Let's
Right,
do this.
enough. How long have you had him? 6. Then you go overseas and you'll have lessons with this one, and that one, and then you'll put them all together, and then you'll have something for yourself. No one else will have. You've got the technique to do that. If you haven't got the technique, you'd never find that, would you? That musical dimension that's yours and no one else's. Certainly got a future. You want to be playing all the time, that's what you're aiming to do, to be play chamber music?
A little, but not as much.
But you will get into that, won't you?
Yeah.
What about accompaniment?
I've dabbled in accompaniment, but I
They
haven't.
do it. They do accompaniment and chamber music.
As part of the course.
But to earn a living, you've got to be able to do all of it, haven't you? Right? You've got to be able to turn your hand to anything. What about jazz? Can you play jazz? No. Any of them play jazz?
How's Serpent's Kiss? Can you play it?
Now?
Yeah. Go on. Give us an
If you're not a jazzy, well, you'll go all classical and you'll have a wonderful life. Do you have at the moment, are you able to practice 4 or 5 hours a day? Mm. You need it too, don't you, that program? And what do you do now? Well, you've done your degree, honors degree. Are you going to do anything else? Do you do masters or?
Eventually, the trip to Europe is to find out with whom I'd like to study masters with.
Mm. You need them all too, don't you, to get good jobs?
You sure? Can you play it?
Have we got a jazzy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He hasn't practiced. Joshua Hahn
It doesn't matter.
hasn't practiced it.
No, it
He's
doesn't
played
matter.
it, but he hasn't practiced it recently, so just give us some of it.
Just give us a taste of it, love.
No, don't worry about that. You know,
Oh, they're wonderful.
Well, thank you very much to all the kids playing. I think now we all need a snack and a drink. Yes?
We're going to have a photo.
We need a photo, all right. Yeah, let's have a photo.
We've got a photo of all the kids there. Will you take it, Simon? Sorry, I missed the violin. Now come out here from the light so we can see you. Come on, James, you stand at the back. I was following you on the radio when he was in, wasn't it Australian Performers or something?
No, it's Sydney International Piano Competition last year.
Yeah, but he was doing it, playing in other states, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, because he won the prize at Best Australian Pianist, so it's all over the place.
Yeah, I did. I listened in. Is that all we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and James. Can you get them all in? Smile at them. Smile.
You want to be in the photo, Judy?
Yeah, I'll go in a minute. Take them on their own.